I should've been a skater, maybe a heartbreaker, some kind of creator, simple money maker. I'm just a simple money maker. Time passing me by, I'm cold but it's July, and I know that my disguise will melt off in a sunrise, and I know that it's designed for the sun to make me shine, but it feel like this time that my heart's been mummified, and I won't make it to the night. They tell me I'm too young to be thinking like this, got my life ahead of me, but feel like it's in abyss, like my life left for a mistress. Call me back, I must have missed it. I should've been a skater, maybe a heartbreaker, some kind of creator, simple money maker. I'm just a simple money maker.
I think I can fix myself if I write rhymes, but I'm lying to myself, and I know that it's a sign that the more I try to sing and the more I ink it down, I get further in my head, and the ink, it makes me drown. All these words I put on paper, they become my traitor, saying I'm a failure. Fuck was my eraser, I left it at my neighbors. This pain is in my nature. At my 9 to 5, man, I don't feel like. From the suburbs where I drive, feel like 25 to life. I should've been a skater, maybe a heartbreaker, some kind of creator, simple money maker. I'm just a simple money maker. I should've been a skater, maybe a heartbreaker, some kind of creator, simple money maker. I'm just a simple money maker. Don't you know that I'll be here for you till we got nothing left to do? Tell a couple jokes and enjoy the view. I'll be here for you. Don't you know that I'll be here for you till we got nothing left to prove? Write it down in ink, I'm a drunk tattoo, always here with you. Don't you know that I'll be there for you wherever you go? I'm a guarantee like Curry's 3 in Harlem Street. So whenever you're lost, I'm blue. I'll find some clues to see you soon. And when the show ends, the credits roll with our tune. The piano's out of tune, but I'll play it for you, so we can have stuff to do in the afternoon. I'll be here for you, yeah, I'll do it with you. I'll stick till it's through, yeah, you know that it's true. Sometimes we laugh and sometimes we cry. Sometimes we get drunk and buy shit that we find online. I'll be here for you, yeah, I'll do it with you. I'll stick till it's through, yeah, you know that it's true. Don't you know that I'll be here for you till we got nothing left to do? Tell a couple jokes and enjoy the view. I'll be here for you. Don't you know that I'll be here for you till we got nothing left to prove? Write it down in ink, I'm a drunk tattoo, always here with you. Call me fast, I drive down in a flash. 2 hands on the whip, won't crash. Changing lanes so quick, whiplash. Twist and turn so drastic, life feels like a Tarantino. Don't know where it ends, moving dice, a casino. The piano's out of tune, but I'll play it for you, so we can have stuff to do in the afternoon. I'll be here for you, yeah, I'll do it with you. I'll stick till it's through, yeah, you know that it's true. Sometimes we laugh and sometimes we cry, and sometimes we get drunk and buy shit that we find online. I'll be here for you, yeah, I'll do it with you. I'll stick till it's through, yeah, you know that it's true. Don't you know that I'll be here for you till we got nothing left to do? Tell a couple jokes and enjoy the view. I'll be here for you. Don't you know that I'll be here for you till we got nothing left to prove? Write it
it down in ink, I'm a drunk tattoo, always here with you.
Listen as your day unfolds, challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted, don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wise. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be strong. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Hear what your mother said, read the books your father read. Try to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some might have more cash than you, others take a different view. My, oh my. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wise. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be strong. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wise. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be strong. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love is safe today. You gotta be, you gotta be, you gotta be, you gotta be, you gotta be. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wise. You gotta be hard, you gotta be soft, you gotta be strong. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day.
Hello there, good evening, and welcome back to USA States Cup 2021. This one guy back with you, bringing you the last two matches for our Saturday night. We're going to be getting things rolling with our last match for today in the losers bracket. Arizona versus Washington. We followed up by our first match of this week in the winners bracket, which will be North California versus Massachusetts. Coming at you about half an hour after this one ends, most likely, give or take. Arizona versus Washington facing off again this year. This time, one of them will be eliminated. The other one will go on to face tomorrow's winner of New Jersey versus Oklahoma. So a lot on the line here, as one of these teams will be eliminated and will be going on home today. Their USC 21 dreams cut short. One of them will get a nice victory and a little bit of a momentum boost going into a matchup that I think is winnable for either of them in New Jersey versus Oklahoma. Both teams that, well, I think New Jersey wins that pretty easily, but I think the resulting match is a lot more difficult. So on the left-hand side, Team Arizona, Team Red, Emla, Mac, Hagawabla, Pundes, Terra, and Floob. Going to be mostly the first 4 of those if the previous matches are anything to go by. Washington on the right, Team Blue with that lovely green screen flag. Captain Verderix, Weeable, Conrad, Mitten, Warpscon, Jacob 3, and Dolpshing. Several newcomers on that team, but Washington, a squad that always seems to make a splash here in USC. Last year, I believe both these teams finishing around the same range. No, excuse me, Washington, Arizona finished in the bottom 3rd, but Washington did finish top 8. Pretty good result for them. It's going to be tricky to run that one back this year with the team changes, though. So we'll see how they do on this pool here this week as we get into our quarterfinals pool. Things get a little more difficult onward and onward through. And so... Wait, are we banning already? I thought they wanted warm-ups. I don't know what's going on. They're already talking about bans in chat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're... I don't know why they're talking about bans in chat. Still gotta do the warm-ups, you guys. Gotta have the classic Washington warm-up. We're gonna get Louie, because that one is, No, we can't extend this like 30 minutes. Would have been. Tell Pundice to schedule his matches better. By the time, if he has 30 minutes, if so, okay, I'm gonna just reply to something you're saying in chat. So Emma was talking about wanting to extend this by 30 minutes, but like by the time we get through the warm-ups and bans, it's gonna be 20 after 10 anyway, if not later than that. So I mean, he's gonna get that kind of just organically by playing warm-ups and doing bans and the first pick and everything. So by the time that rolls around, like it's already like 25 after by then. So I think he should be okay. Gotta think that they'll probably be relatively all right there. So eventually we'll get going, at least in the warm-up here, hopefully. So I think... Oh, Twitch is doing the thing again. Okay, we're good. Alright, so I think we're gonna get our first warm-up started here in a sec. So we'll flip on over to our nice black screen for Washington flag. Sooner or later, there'll be a way to fix that. But today is not that day. So we're gonna go the classic Washington warm-up. Louie, Washington Gamers Unite. Seems like Arizona's missing a bunch of people if they have Emla and Terra playing their warm-up, so we're gonna have to see what happens for them here. This is the Washington special. Anybody who's been around has seen them play this one as their warm-up pretty frequently. This is an interesting one for these guys. Arizona lost 5-1 against Carolina last week. Did not look that great. They did beat Iowa 5-3 in the first round of winners bracket. It's a pretty fun match. Washington got a tough opponent. They got Maryland in the first round, lost 5-3. Did play against West Virginia last week and won that one 5-1, but West Virginia one of the weakest, arguably the weakest team, or at least in that, down there in this tournament. So not a lot to go off of there. I believe they like three-way easied one of the free mods last week in that matchup and lost it because of that. Don't quote me on that, but I think that happened. So, hopefully they can get their performance to where it needs to be for this week. We'll just see how Arizona performs as well. But Emla Pundice have been a pretty solid duo for them in their first couple matches. But they do need... I don't know. They just need to perform well. It's hard to put into words. I mean, the Carolina match, that was a lot of Will Cookie in that one, if memory serves, as far as the results go on that match. That was a lot of Will Cookie, indeed, for that win. And I don't think Washington really has anybody who can live up to that kind of carry performance. I feel like that's one of the big differences between the teams in the losers bracket this week and the teams in the winners bracket this week. Is like they either don't have a big carry or they only have one like strong player or maybe two, and then they kind of fall off. You start to see, in the second round of winners bracket, especially like last week, you start to see the difference between the teams that are really a deep, well-rounded roster, and the teams that are not. And the teams where they can kind of get carried by that in the losers bracket versus the teams who can't. Like you expect Colorado to do well just because of Fancy Lad. You saw Maryland winning yesterday, basically just on the back of Kama hard carrying them. New York today with Taquito and Chaos Raids are much better than I think most of the other teams in the losers bracket. I think they're going to have a heck of a run through. They just got the bad luck playing against a Texas team that performed really well, and they didn't have Taquito for that match either, who is the most important member of that roster. So, whereas with these two teams, they've got, a couple decent players each, but no main carry who you can put in for every map and just guarantee a good score out of on anything you throw their way. So, it makes that kind of pick and ban strategy really important to maximize what you do have a roster for. We saw that kind of being the case in Georgia versus Stateless, where Georgia picked really well, picked around their strengths. Same thing with Minnesota versus Pennsylvania. Minnesota picked really well. Both those kind of advantaged by missing players as well. Obviously, Pennsylvania missing Koleaku and Stateless missing Pincus kind of made things rough for their teams. And I think that played a large role in Minnesota and Georgia coming away with, what in Minnesota's case you could consider an upset win, and what in Georgia's case you can consider, at least not maybe an upset, but, an even playing field that they managed to win pretty handily when it was expected to be one of the closer matches of the week. And I think this matchup is going to be somewhat similar, where the teams need to have good strategy coming in for their picks. They need to know how to maximize what they're good at and what they perform well on in this pool, and try to avoid the opponent's strengths, which, is very interesting in this matchup because they have very different strengths. You typically expect, Arizona to be a little bit more in favor of mechanics with guys like Emla and Pundice, whereas you expect Washington to be a little more rounded, but to kind of favor some of the non-mechanics type of stuff. Guys like Verderix, guys like Conrad, and obviously pretty well-rounded tournament players. But we've kind of seen Washington historically going into a little more of the gimmick, whether it's reading or whether it's small circle size, low approach rate. The one kind of X factor for me with Washington is not knowing entirely what to expect out of Weeble. I am assuming he is here. And that's going to be a big factor, I think, for the outcome of this match, because if he can play well, on a pool that is trending a little more toward the skill cap of a lot of these players, then I think that's a very big advantage that Washington will have in this matchup. And so, with that all in mind, we are going to go ahead and get into the ban phase. Washington does have first ban, second pick in this matchup, and they're going to go ahead and first ban Hard Rock 2. We've seen a number of teams banning that out. It is the Aphex Twin, small circle size, stamina, low BPM pick. Nobody wants to play it. It's just too long. You thought I got tired of people picking CS 6.5 so much last week and said nobody is going to play 6.5 this week. Not a single one. And so far, he's not been wrong. Because I believe Hard Rock 2 currently is now at its third ban and 0 picks in this, now the 5th match of this round. Whereas, see, Hard Rock 2 and Fremod 2, both at 3 bans. Hidden 2 at 2 bans. Might be banned again here by Arizona, wouldn't surprise me. Get to those kind of crystallized skill sets, you start to see the same sort of bans coming up pretty frequently. I believe Arizona will probably be taking their sweet time on their bans, and I don't really blame them if they are missing a player. I mean, we have a timer in place, so they can't go beyond that, but the expectation, I think, for me is that they're going to take a while on these bans to try and give the most time possible to Pundice. Nomad 3 is going to be their first ban. So that is the lengthy alt pick, the Daisuke Ishiwatari, Evil Elvis, Childish Killer taken away. A little bit surprised by that. I haven't seen... I think that one's just been 0 pick, 0 ban so far. That's its first pick or ban. Washington gonna go with the double Hard Rock ban. No big surprise there. Honey Paganda, their second ban. More of the slightly awkward rhythm, somewhat aim-focused Hard Rock. Different sort of skill set, but still on the Hard Rock side of things, so clearly that's a skill set they don't want to have to deal with. And we'll see what Arizona goes for as their second ban. A lot of things available, you know, doesn't give away a lot to ban Nomad 3 first. There's not a lot of alt in this pool. Once you get past that map, it's pretty minimal. So we'll see if they want to ban something reading, like a Nomad 6 Hidden 2, Fremod 2. Even a Hidden 1. If they want to ban Tech, you know, there's Nomad 4 Hidden 1, Fremod 1. I don't think they ban a double time. I don't think they ban anything mechanics here, so I think Nomads 1, 2, 5 are safe. Hidden 3 is safe. All the DTs are safe. Fremod 3 is safe, but that Hard Rock 1 probably also safe. So I think it's going to be one of those more gimmicky niche types of maps. That's their second ban here. But they're taking quite a bit of time on this, so I guess we don't get to know for a few minutes here. You've got to think that it's probably a reading. And like I would expect Hidden 2, but it could be Hidden. Could be Hidden 1, I guess. Could be Nomad 6, but I don't think it's Nomad 6. Yep, okay. Nomad 6. All right. So the low approach rate, small circle size, Nomad, banned out. I am Murloc. Goodbye. Reading players in shambles. Low approach rate players in shambles. You hate to see it, but it happens. That's the second ban for Nomad 6, matching with the 2 picks, so I don't think we have anything at 100%. 100% pick ban? I don't believe we do. Match number 5. Well, I guess we do. DT3 is 100% pick rate. DT3, Fremod 1 are 100% pick rate. And I think Fremod 2 is 100% pick ban, but it's mostly been banned. It was picked in the only match where it wasn't banned, though. And now we just wait on the first pick from Team Arizona. I'm expecting a mechanics map. But which one is the question? Because there's plenty of mechanics in this pool. Pundice has arrived, so Arizona does have their whole team. And it's going to be Nomad 5 as the first pick, so that is indeed some mechanics coming out from Arizona. First pick, 235 BPM, it's burst, it's streams, it's stamina. The left-hand favored players are loving it. The non-left-hand players are not loving it. And I think that means that this has just got to be a pretty Arizona favored pick. Alright, so I believe we're good to go. Emma Hagawabla Pundice taking on Jacob 3 Weeable Warpscon on the first pick here. And we getting underway. This has been a reasonably popular pick. Anybody who can do the stuff with their streaming hand has enjoyed this one, and this is one that typically provides a pretty big gap. There's people who can play it and people who can't. This kind of mechanics is not something you can really fake. You either have the ability to stream this or you don't. So we often see some people having some trouble in a pretty rough way. It's not starting off super well for Arizona. Already breaks from all players. No, still an FC on Jacob 3. I believe Weeble may have broken right at the start. Warp's kind of a little bit of combo behind the others, but no big deal there. We'll see what kind of lead Washington can establish with this early combo advantage in the first quarter of the map still. This one's decently long, over 3 minutes. A lot of combo, so you really have to have quite a bit of stamina because it never lets up. You know, the nice thing about these OWC customs is that they do fill their niche really quite well. And that's a double break from Washington. Jacob 3 and Warpscon both finding Mrs. Pundice for Arizona, but it is Emla and Hagwabble both on big combos with only Weeable left for Washington. They did manage to establish a couple 100,000 point lead, but that's going to drop pretty quickly here as we reach the middle half. And not anymore, though. Hagwabble does find the next break for Team Arizona. So it's just Emla trying to fight on against Weeable, who is quite the speed player himself. We reach the halfway mark. Combo advantage still to Washington. How long can Weeable keep this up? My bet is, at this point, on quite a long time, it seems. There's Hagawabla. He's struggling quite a bit. 89% accuracy, not a lot of combo. Come into the guitar section here. Hey! This is a big make or break point, and we are going to be joined by Thieves at this make or break point in this first map. Hey, bud. joined in at quite the auspicious occasion.
I love Nomad 5.
Yo,
what can I say?
You love your left hand. It's your favorite Osu playing hand. Oh, there goes Pundice. All right, this seems to have been a little bit of a blunder here from Arizona. I think they thought they had mechanical supremacy, and Weeble is just like, nah, bro. And Jacob 3 is just like, also nah, bro. And WarpedCon is like, triple nah, bro. Emlaw is like doing everything he can, but Weeble is just matching him, and it's too easy for Washington. This is just going to be a quick little break point, it looks like. This did not seem like a mispick at first glance, but it ended up playing out as one, as Washington wins it by 700k. That is not a good look for Arizona. Hagawabla 220k. Pundice 350k. That is not what Arizona needed. Weeble, with just the one miss at the very beginning, 940k. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, that's a really strong team performance from Washington overall. Pretty unexpected, I would say.
I mean, 662k win for Washington over Arizona on a mechanics map? I didn't really see that coming. Now Washington gets their first pick. There's a lot here for them to choose from. As a team that has historically been favored in hidden and reading stuff, they seem to also be pretty solid on the mechanics now, at least in this pool on that map. So maybe they've got, you know, like the Nomad 2 hidden 3, free mod 3 kind of stuff a little more available to them than historically would have been the case. Not really anything that matches quite with Nomad 5. Oh, it's just going to be free mod 2. Okay. We'll see if they can make Arizona pay for leaving all of the gimmick maps up.
Yeah, leaving Gimmick up against Washington is really dangerous. I can speak from experience.
Yeah, how'd that go for you last year?
Look, man.
No, I mean, I guess they did ban Nomad 6, so like that's one of the gimmick maps. I don't really understand the Nomad 3 ban because it left up Hidden 2 and Free Mod 2. So we're gonna see some interesting stuff.
Yeah, in my mind, like Hidden 2, Free Mod 2 should be pretty strongly favored towards Washington. I'd be very surprised if Arizona could break them on this.
Yeah, I am also curious to see what kind of mods Washington runs, because they did run the triple easy strat last week. So curious to see if they run that sort of thing back. I think they have a big advantage on this regardless. Also, Eric, you have now been added as a referee of the match.
Appreciate it. I will MP start immediately.
MP start 0. I don't know what that would
Start
do.
-1.
I don't know what that would do actually. If you, it probably only takes positive integers. If I had to guess. MP eviscerate. MP enter. MP begin. MP go. Yeah, I don't know what mods to expect out of anybody on Arizona, because I wonder if they just go like double hard rock with one hidden, because I don't know that anybody on that team plays easy or flashlight. I think Washington probably runs at least one easy. I don't know if they run a flashlight. I don't think they have flashlight players, but I think they may well run an easy, so let's find out. Oh, wow. Nope, they're just going standard mods on both sides. One hidden, one hard rock, one no mod per team, which are going to be Verterex Hagawabla hidden, Emla Weeable hard rock, and Pondes Conrad on the no mod. And it's time for the best song in the pool. Yes.
Debatable.
Yeah, very debatable. This is actually a flashlightable map, but you have to play flashlight and nobody on these teams does. So.
And we see the hidden experience coming out already.
The funny thing is, you know, like, Vertex is a hidden main. Like, he does not experience approach circles in day-to-day life. So, I'm not sure of what's going on there necessarily, but a lot of time left. Obviously, this is actually a pretty long map for being a free mod 2. It's, what, 3? Yeah, it's 3 minutes long. Which feels long for this sort of skill set. Oh, Emla. Oh, buddy, that was a bad miss-aim. Alright, combo advantage to Washington. Accuracy advantage, well, technically to Washington, but not by a lot. I can't wait till we get to the stacked, like, thing and just see what happens there. Because we saw people note-locking into oblivion last match and just somebody, I forget who it was, but they just lost score on the perfect stacks.
Honestly, relatable.
Right, like, that's a mood. If you're not a hardcore reading player. This is staying relatively close in terms of combo. It's just the M-Law break affecting it the most. I wonder what next week's CS5 air raid is going to be. Can it live up to this week's and last week's? Jeez.
In Before Dada just puts in one of his own CS5 AR8 maps. That is just like standard AF.
Okay,
and
here's
here we
this
go.
Thing. M-Law, oh my, there they go. Both Hard Rock players in all of Arizona just died. that pattern's so stupid. Vertex and Conrad just having a grand old time. And all they have to do is not lose score on the perfect stacks after they got through the offset stacks. Here we go.
This map is incredible.
Oh, everybody's hitting it this time. Last time, this was a real...
Oh,
never mind, Vertex, there he goes. There he goes. He just lost like 20... Oh, Arizona missed after it. Oh, man. You hate to see it, really. Fun sliders. Dude, Conrad's a beast, by the way. Can I just talk about, like...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's Nomad, which is easier than Hidden or Hard Rock on this, technically speaking. But, like, he's FCing, man. This is pretty crazy. We just got to bring it on home because they've got a 600k lead, so like this is no problem.
It is coming home to Washington.
It's coming home. It came home. All the way to Washington. That's a long way for it to come home. Oh, well done. I mean, that was like the obvious first pick. I don't know. Arizona giving that map to Washington was kind of foolish because they were always going to win it. So I don't know about leaving that one up. That's some pretty solid scores. 570k on Vertex and Conrad. Well, he has a score if his client will. There we go. That's 894k. That's interesting. I actually thought that act would be good enough for 900k at least, but oh well. Nobody over 500k for Arizona. That was a pretty one-sided affair. When the true pros know that there's a Tycho background on the sax. I actually knew about that, but... If Vertex plays with video, why was he the only one to break on the thing? You'd think he would hit it, because he has the background video to help. So, don't know how I feel about that expectation. All right, well, next pick, Arizona. Their second pick. Down a quick 2-0 Washington with the early consolidated break point. And it's going to be double time number one. As expected, I think. More Arizona just probably going to roll through the DT pool with their picks. I don't know how favored they are because Weeable exists, and that dude is really good at DT, as it turns out.
Yeah, a bit of a mechanics player.
He does a little mechanicsing.
It's like when they had Freddie Benson, you know?
Oh, man. Dude, the world of Freddie Benson was a tournament player. Holy crap.
I know.
Because he has to be, like, one of the highest skill cap players in the United States, right? Like, just overall. Back to Freddie Benson test tournament. Oh crap! What's the name of the captain tiebreaker that everybody uses? The like 220 BPM one.
I'm drawing a blank as well.
Oh, somebody will remember. Somebody in chat probably already said it. Let's see. Reset my refrain. Yep, exactly. I knew somebody in chat was gonna know.
Isn't that 230?
Is it 230? I thought it was 220.
I could be wrong.
You
I'm
no,
not a
you
speed
might
player.
be right. You might be right.
No, I'm not a speed player though.
I knew it was in that vicinity though. Yeah, 230. It's like it's the fast. All right, so this is where Arizona needs to be really strong. Like they have to be able to win these types of mechanics picks if they wanna win this match, because I think Washington is gonna kind of body them on gimmick maps. But Arizona has Nomad 2, all 4 DTs, Hard Rock 1, Free Mod 3. So there's picks for them, but it's going to require them to do well on those maps. We're going to see Emla, Terra, Pundice, WarpsCon, Weeable, Jacob 3. In Washington, another team much like NorCal that talked about wanting to get some more speed onto their roster this year because that was an area in which they were weak last year. So getting to see some of these newer players, all 3 of these players actually new to the Washington roster this year. See if they can be the difference maker that the team needs to shore up that weakness.
Yeah, Terra's gonna be the first one to break here in the lobby.
He broke a couple times in that intro. He's gonna have to get some consistency going here on this one. It's weird because, like, you know, nothing in this map is over the top difficult, but with it being that Russian mapping style, it's like just awkward enough that you can break on things, which Jacob 3 just did, but unfortunately for Arizona, Terra found a break immediately after. So it's still 2 FCs to 2. Oh, and Pundice with
Pundice.
That's an unlucky place to miss, man. Just before halfway through. This is all an Emla, who does have the best accuracy in the lobby by a pretty big margin, but he's the only FC left on his team, and Washington still has 2. And there's another break from Pundice. Oh, and Emla breaks on that awkward pattern. Well, this is the nightmare scenario for Arizona. This could not be going much worse. Even though that was a double break from Washington, they still have WarpsCon on an FC, and it's already a 300k lead. Make that no combos anywhere on anybody.
Yeah, I think Arizona actually 3-way missed that little slider with the or the stream with the little cut at the end.
That pattern, it repeats what, like 3 times in that section, and it just is easy. You can break on any of them. This is just, I don't actually know if this is comebackable just because Arizona has no combo. And it's
Yeah, I don't
30K.
think it is.
Yeah.
I feel like this map overall is like deceptively tricky, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying, like, at the start. It doesn't look hard. There's no big cross-screen jumps. There's no 128-note-long death streams. You know, it's not, like, 270 BPM. No one aspect of this hits you over the head with difficulty, but there's all these slightly off and slightly awkward little patterns, and you can just break on any of them. And Arizona basically did exactly that. And that is not how you want to start off the match for Arizona, down 3-0 double break already. Who's pinging me in UFRJD? Oh. Also, I got a screenshot from that lobby, which had 4 people with no map. When you don't want to play DT1. All right, well, it is Washington's second pick time, and they're in a position to take a quick 4-0 lead. And at that point, Arizona's in a really big spot of bother because mechanics didn't work, gimmick won't work in all likelihood, and they're just in a tough spot at that juncture. Well, while you're waiting, congratulations on the win, by the way, Eric. Good job winning 0-0. Excellently done.
You know, I top match cost it. That's all that matters.
Okay, but consider this: you also bottom match costed.
Well, I top scored the warm up. So.
Yes, I see.
Yeah, a bit disappointed that we couldn't get the match going, but it is what it is.
How's the storm treating you, by the way?
Oh, it's all cleared up now.
Okay.
It went away by like 8:45, so all good, all good.
Okay. I think it must have been like moving. I don't know if it was moving southeast or just moving like west to east, so it got to you when it did, versus like when it hit me. Because I had
We do a little doxing.
That's not doxing at all. What? It's literally just talking about your location relative to mine. Give me a break. But I thought it was funny that it just like showed up at where you are like a couple hours after it showed up here.
Dude, the tornado warning on my phone
It was
scared
so
the hell
loud.
out of me.
When it went off on your stream, I was like, holy shit, man. Because I have, like, my phone is on vibrate, and so I just got, like, a non-stop vibrating alert.
Mine's on vibrating too!
Oh, what? I wonder if that's an iPhone thing, then.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I'm on Android, and mine doesn't make a sound. All right, well, we're going to get Blood Drain for, I believe, the second time now, which is very sneakily one of the hardest maps in the pool. People had a very, very hard time of things on this map in the previous match, Georgia Stateless. A lot of players had a rough go, so we'll see how everybody does here. Emlatera Hagawabla against Conrad Weeable Verderix. I don't know who on these teams really does well in this type of map. I've heard that Weeable, like, is really resistant to playing stuff, but once you get him in, he like top scores a lot of maps. So we'll see how this goes.
Wait, does that just mean like he says, "Oh, I don't want to play this," but
Yeah.
then if you get him in, he just goes?
Yeah.
Some people are just talented at the game.
And Tara once again with the early break. I don't think he had played a single map in their previous two matches. So being forced in for his first few maps on the hardest map pool yet is pretty rough. There goes Terra Emla. Weeble as well, so keeps Arizona alive, but there goes Hagawabla, and now Conrad and Verderix are just going to build for Washington. I feel like this is kind of like a tournament player map. It's just uncomfortable, hard, like uncomfortable hidden slider aim with like some awkward bursts and aim patterns and those cut streams and stuff. Where like if you play tournaments, you have this ability to make this sort of stuff look a lot easier than it is. And if you're not a constant tournament player or not a hidden player, you just kind of die.
Yeah, I feel like AR9 is pretty tricky. Oh,
That was unlucky for Verderix.
yeah, but I was saying like AR9 is decently tricky for people that aren't tournament players. Like, it's not very popular anymore in like ranked maps and stuff.
Yeah, and Air 9 hidden with the kind of density of this map is extra difficult. Ooh, Conrad falls off the stream. Fortunately for him, nobody else has a combo.
Yeah, that's hidden streams for you.
Yeah, hidden flow aim. Ugh. I don't know how much you played this in practice, but Woey was discussing this earlier and describing it as being something of feeling like a spike map. Like the slider streams and the big streams feel very diff spiky compared to the rest. Did that feel the same way with you?
I actually have not played this map.
You didn't?
Oops.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you would have played this or not. With Dark Scrap being gone, I kind of figured you might have to just be in for stuff on as a hidden fill, but I wasn't sure.
No, I would, but like, I was just gonna sight read it if it got to that point.
I think that would have been a bad idea if you ask me, but...
No, bro, I love AR9 hidden. You know me.
Oh yeah, your favorite. Alright, well, Emla and Hoggle Wobble both over 430 combo. I think they're on identical combo, which is funny. Weeable matching one of them, but they don't have a second combo in Washington, so the score gap is going to start to decrease a little bit. Just not a lot of time left, and there goes Emla. And there goes Hoggle Wobble as well. Okay. Well, it was nice for Arizona while it lasted, I guess. Alright, well, as it turns out, Washington better at hidden than Arizona. Who would have thought? I wouldn't have thought. No siree. Oh, Conrad hit that stream at the end. What a beast. So did Verterix. Actually, a lot of people did. It's weird because last time, like, everybody broke on that. Oh, that's well done for Team Washington. And those are... Look at those scores. Can we just talk about one... Like, the Arizona score ends in 777 and the Washington score ends in 999.
Okay,
and,
but when you see it...
No. Shut up. And Weeble got 453, 511. Verterix got 453, 252. Like, these, there's so many just similar scorers in this. That's really funny. 500k out of Conrad, by the way, top score. Doing quite well for himself.
S rank for Verterix, though. That's pretty cool.
All right, well, Arizona is just sticking to their guns here. Whether or not it's ill-advised is a different matter. I mean, Nomad 5 into DT1 into Nomad 2 makes sense if you're winning those maps, but I don't know if it makes sense to keep going to what is already seeming like a very dry well.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but I feel like this is the kind of map where if you're Arizona, you're just like, MLaw will do very, very well on this, and let's see if we can back him up, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's their strat on this. That's been their strat for Nomad 5 and now Nomad 2, and are probably hit DT1 as well because he is their best player. The problem is Washington has Weeable and WarpsCon, and it seems like Jacob 3 as well. Like, they've done... It's the same roster that they ran on DT1. And yeah, same roster they ran on Nomad 5 as well. And they're outperforming the Arizona speed roster, stream roster, stamina roster. Alright, so we see the GLHFs coming out, so it looks like we should be getting started here. Map number 5. Arizona yet to get on the board. They've got to do something here quickly, or this match is going to be over before they know it. With Washington having a couple picks, I think, pretty favored to them still left. If they can win this Nomad stream pick, it's basically all over for Arizona. Weeable once again with the reverse choke method firmly in place. Finds the break at the very beginning. Really does feel like these new players that Washington brought in are quite solid for this skill set, though. Obviously, Arizona picking into this means that they're confident in their streaming ability as well. So Hopefully this one is a tight one, but a couple breaks already for Washington. Warp's kind of weeable. Both missing in the first 200 combo.
This is a very long map, though. I think there's like 1900 combo or something like that, so definitely a lot of time left. And we see breaks from Pundice and Hagawabla. So it's just going to be MLaw left for Arizona. And the combo advantage firmly in Washington's seat.
And also, look at that accuracy. Pundice 95, Hagawabla 94. Meanwhile, 2 99s and a high 97 for Washington. So MLaw doing what he can, 99.8. I think that might be a 1 or 2x100, but hack advantage and combo advantage to Washington. They're in a good spot here, about halfway through. They got to keep this going for a while, though. That lead is not growing all that fast quite yet. If MLaw breaks, it's just instantly over. But if anybody breaks on Washington, that lead can swing pretty quickly the other way as well. There's Hagawabla gone. Well, all eyes are on Jacob 3 and on MLaw, the 2 remaining full combos. And MLaw breaks. I think that's probably just it. Unless Washington full resets, it's just over. Pundice broke as well as Weeable, but WarpsCon is still comboing. Jacob still has an FC. This is actually just instantly over. It's going to be 400, 500k. I mean, that score is going to rocket over to the right towards Washington.
Jacob is a Nomad 2 player.
Dude, this guy's a beast. Why have I never heard of him before?
Oh, yeah.
He's been playing quite well in this match. Actually, honestly, all of Washington has performed better than I'm used to seeing Washington perform on these types of maps. Let's put it that way. All over now, except for finding out whether or not Jacob will bring home the FC, because this score lead is too big for anything to happen to it.
Very well done by Jacob. Wow.
That's an incredibly impressive score from him. That's honestly a pretty solid team score as well for Washington. 2.2 million with an FC, a 1200 combo, a 1k combo. I mean, yeah, that's quite solid. This is looking like what we used to call a trunk slammer in tennis, where you just want to get off the court, throw your bag in your car, slam the trunk, and drive off down the road home. Because it is not looking pretty for Team Arizona. Man, though. Jacob with the FC. So, possibly our last pick here now. Washington 5-0. 5 match points. Always feels good when you have, you have to have an entire hand's worth of fingers to count all your match points on. Well, and they've got Hidden 2. They've got Free Mod 1. They've got No Mod 4. This is about an ideal circumstance for Washington now. I mean, obviously you can't get in a better position than 5-0 other than 6-0, but 5-0 with your own picks left because you've won break points on your opponent's skill sets.
Yeah, this just seems like a pick your poison kind of scenario for Washington.
And there's Hidden 2. Yep.
Well.
Yep. Well, you knew that was going to happen.
Well.
Washington, when they see Hidden 2 left open against Arizona. All right, well, GG, ladies and gentlemen. 6-0 Washington. Congratulations. No, I should not be so dismissive. You do have to play the map. We do have to see what happens. But after what happened on Hidden 1, I just don't see this being particularly close.
This map is really fun, though, just as a player.
Is it?
I enjoy it a lot, and I hate AR.
I was gonna say, you hate AR Hidden, right? I thought you were trolling.
No, I like this a lot, actually.
This map is super cool. The concept of it with the new combo on every circle thing, I think is really neat.
Right, exactly. It's definitely like unique compared to a lot of the AR8s that we see nowadays.
It's not Kigurumi Sungeki, and it's not Mesa Vapor Brutal Core Remix Extra Diff. So.
Oh my goodness, dude.
I mean, it does still have some of those aspects of aim that you see in a lot of AR8 hiddens. It does have like perfect stacks and overlaps and stuff, but the overarching concept of it being all new combo is something that you don't see ever. So I think it's pretty nifty. And Arizona just, I think, doesn't have a third player who wants to go in for this. It's going to be Terra again. This is a rough spot to be in. We've got
this is the hidden experience part 2.
This is the third player experience. When you are not a hidden player and you must play the approach rate 8 hidden. I like how polarizing this is. This is another one of those where I wish I had this account partnered so I could put up polls. You know, do you like this map? Yes or no? And it'd just be a dead even 50-50 in chat.
I feel like it would be more towards the no.
Maybe so. The map itself is cool. The song's a banger. It's just kind of aids.
It takes a bit to get used to. I'll say that.
Yeah. All right, well, here we go. Emla, Terra, Hagawabla on their last life against Conrad, Dolpshing coming in, and Verterix. No Weeable for this one. And into it we go with Conrad and Verterix, both missing on the first pattern. Well, okay. That's how Arizona would like to see it start. The problem is there's a lot of map in front of them. Okay, Verterix breaking again. There goes Emla. See how long Hagawabla and Terra can hold on. A little bit of a lead already for Arizona in the beginning here. Whose reading will reign supreme? So far, so good for Arizona. Terra and Hagawabla making this look pretty easy. Dolpshing likewise.
You know, I did not expect this going into Hidden 2.
No, I kind of thought Arizona was going to run it down. I'm not going to lie. But Terra and Hagawabla are just are cool, and Hagawabla still in that SS, and there's a three-way reset for Arizona right at the halfway mark, too. And all three members of Washington have some combo, and you can just see the score. Like, it's just zoop. Oh, wait, Dolpshing and Verterix both breaking, but it doesn't matter because Conrad held. Third of the map to go. 200,000 point lead. God, this is so hard, but it's so cool, but it's so hard.
I love watching it too.
Yeah, it's fun. It's actually fun to watch, especially when people can play it. Like Conrad in this section. Oh my, let's go, Conrad. Yo, let's go, Conrad.
Yeah, this.
Let's go,
really
Conrad.
satisfying.
He just hit that entire thing. What a beast. God. I have to say, like, Conrad Mitten has to be one of the most underrated players in this tournament, I feel like, because people, like, outside of the tournament scene will never have heard of him, because he's, like, ranked 3K or something, like, low 2000s. But then he just shows up into shit like this, and you're like, oh, right, that dude is really fucking good. And Washington clean sweeps Arizona 6-0. That was just ugly. That was quite the quick affair.
Gimmick players, man.
Gimmick players, but they won 3 Arizona picks on mechanics.
Yeah, Washington looked incredibly strong.
I mean, Arizona
across the board.
Right, like Arizona picked Nomad 2, Nomad 5, DT1, and Washington won all 3 of those. That makes it scary if you're playing against Washington in the next round tomorrow. If you are I want to say it's probably going to be New Jersey because I don't really see New Jersey losing to Oklahoma. But New Jersey, as a team, mostly pretty good at mechanics as well. Now they're seeing a Washington team that is beating the crap out of Arizona on 3 different mechanics maps and wailing on them on gimmick picks. So, you know, this puts the fear of God in you. That was a very good performance from Washington across the board. Arizona unfortunately just did not play up to their best in that match, so not a lot. Unfortunately, not a lot to say about them. I am all on the Washington side here, but I'm just very impressed.
I'm very impressed as well. Like, Washington really rounded out their roster compared to last year, and they look incredibly strong, especially 6 with the 6-0.
Yeah, that was impressive, man. Good job. Congratulations to Washington. Sayonara to Arizona. They will be eliminated here in losers round 2. So I believe that is what, 16 through 24 finishing spot, which I believe is the same as last year. And well, that's it for that match. That's just over, just like that. As you can see here on our bracket, Washington will have the winner of New Jersey versus Oklahoma. That's going to be tomorrow afternoon. That's one of those rescheduled super late losers bracket round 2 matches. So New Jersey putting themselves in a kind of difficult spot where they're going to have to play a match at 6 p.m. tomorrow and then another match at 10 p.m. tomorrow on the same pool against a new opponent, obviously. But I think New Jersey probably feels that they can make quick work of Oklahoma and then go on to the next matchup and still be pretty fresh. But seeing this type of performance out of Washington means that I think that match is going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I feel like New Jersey might have a similar strategy going into it, because in my knowledge, they're like a speed team, or have been this tournament.
Sawada. The Sawada
right.
method. Yeah, but you maybe rethink that strategy a little bit when you see how well Washington did on mechanics. They really worked on that skill cap in issue, I guess you could call it, and solved a lot of the problems they've had historically. But this means this one finished faster than I expected it to. So we have a half hour until NorCal versus Massachusetts. Get ourselves a nice little break here. Actually, probably just going to take the stream offline and come back in half an hour, because that's a while to just leave it on listening to music. So make sure to be back, because it is going to be our first of our winners bracket quarterfinals coming up in 30 minutes. NorCal versus Massachusetts, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Be there, be square. We'll see you on the other side.